Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I have a monthly forecast reading for the month of May for you. We're going to find out what the month has in store for you. We're going to get lots of predictions for you, and I hope you enjoy this reading. This is a pick card reading, so you just go ahead, look at the decks in front of you, and pick one that stands out to you the most, and then you can find the timestamps down below. And yeah, just go and receive your reading for today. We're going to look into the overall energies of the month ahead. We're also going to get lots of predictions for love, career, and finances. And then I'm going to get some guidance for you in the end. So if that sounds good, just go ahead and choose one of the decks in front of you. Hi, pile number one. If you chose the Tarot of the Divine deck with the rose quartz, then this is your reading for the month of May. And I hope that you enjoy it today. We're going to start out with some general insight for you, see what the main energies of the month are going to be like for you. And then we're just going to go ahead and get predictions for you after. So for this beginning, I'm going to use the Ask Your Guides Oracle cards. And as I get started, we already have a card shooting out. Epiphany, interesting. Could the divine show me? We have another one. Okay, so the divine is present and happy to show you what's going to happen. Can we get one more card for the month of May? What is the month of May going to be like? Okay, so we have bounty. This is already so beautiful, pile ones. So let me see. First and foremost, we have epiphany, we have surprise, and we have bounty. I feel like the month of May is going to be a month for you where you get a lot more clarity. Overall, I think it's going to be easier for you to make plans. It's going to be easier for you to know what it is that you're supposed to do and also know what it is that you want to do. And I think that's going to be really important because some of you maybe had a couple of months where everything felt a little bit blurry or everything felt like it wasn't moving forward properly. And now you can finally see the path ahead of you. You can finally make a decision without worrying too much as to whether it's the right decision or not. Any feelings of cloudiness, of uncertainty are kind of going to wash away, and you're going to be able to see where it is that you're supposed to go. Now, with surprise, I think something really positive is going to happen for you this month. That could be also news coming in for you. So perhaps some of you have been waiting to hear from somebody because we have this heart shape here that kind of makes me think of somebody receiving a message from somebody they're interested in or somebody they wanted to hear from for quite some time. Some of you could also receive a surprise gift from somebody. So maybe if some of you have a birthday ahead, maybe you will receive a gift that you haven't really expected. But I feel like for those of you who don't have a birthday or don't wait to hear from anybody, I feel like this is going to be just a month where lots of small surprises are going to happen also. Things that you didn't expect, doors that are suddenly going to open, and information that is suddenly going to come to you and is going to be really helpful. We have bounty here, so I feel like this is a very abundant month for you. So if you're looking to earn money this month, or if you are looking to expand any sector of your life, I feel like this is a really good time for you. Bounty also makes me think of spring and all the flowers around you blooming. So I feel like you're also emotionally are going to feel very fulfilled, happy, and blissful. This is a really good beginning, you guys. Let me get some tarot cards as well. Could the divine please show me? 3 more cards. Okay. For the month of May, we have the Page of Swords. We have the World. I'm just going to put these up here. And one more card, the Magician. Interesting. I'm going to pick 2 more cards for you. Could the divine please show me what are the main energies of the month of May for our pile ones? 2 more cards for you. So we have the Page of Swords, we have the World, we have the Magician, we have the High Priestess, and we have the Hermit. Very interesting. So I feel like although this is a time where you're going to have a lot more clarity and you're going to feel a lot more in tune with where it is you're supposed to go. I feel like this is also a time where you could be a little bit more introspective. Some of you may spend a lot of time studying. Maybe some of you have important exams coming up. Some of you could also be just taking a little bit more time to come out of your shell if you've had a time that was a little bit trying and difficult. And Spirit says it's perfectly fine. You do not have to break out of your shell immediately. You do not have to go and be super active or proactive yet. Just take your time, and when it feels right for you, you come out to play. That's perfectly fine. But I feel like many of you are going to feel compelled to come out to play. We have the Page of Swords here. This is a bit of a daring energy here. It seems to me like a few of you, if not most of you, will feel like there is something you want to conquer, something that you want to overcome. If you're studying for something, this is probably accurate, right? So you will feel focused, you will feel motivated, whatever it is that you want to achieve, whether it's looking for a job, getting to know that one special person, or yeah, passing an important exam. I think you're going to have the energy and the drive to do so, and you're going to feel daring, you're going to feel willing. And with the World card here, I think you also have a really good portion of extra luck to do that, especially with the Magician next to you. It seems like the odds are in your favor in the month of May when it comes to the things you want to achieve. So go ahead and go achieve them, right? And if you feel like you have to retrieve a little bit, you have to go back a little bit and rest and recuperate, then that's perfectly fine. Just listen to your gut feeling and see what feels right for you. Okay, so I hope this sounds good. Let's now get some predictions for you for the month of May. Very interesting. We're going to start with your love life. Could the divine please show me a card that represents our pal one's love life in the month of May? Oh, we have growth. Can we get one more card for pal one's love life in the month of May? Okay, you got more cards, but I think I'm going to take this one here because this one fell out first. We have caution. Growth and caution. Interesting. I feel called to pull one more. Can we get one more card for pal one's love life? Thank you. Connection. Interesting. So when we look at your love life, it seems to me like something is budding, something is growing. Some of you who are single and who are getting to know a new person are kind of asked to be a little bit careful with opening your heart, or maybe some of you are just going to be a little bit more careful with whether you want to open your heart to this person or not. We're going to see more in the tarot. Some of you may experience new growth with a person you are with already. And to me, this woman here looks like she's pregnant. So maybe some of you are expecting and are focused on pregnancy and are kind of in the process of going through the growth of your baby. But it seems like it's a beautiful and exciting time for you. Some of you are in a connection and are looking for more growth in your connection, but are kind of afraid to open your heart because maybe there were some disagreements, or maybe the situation was a little bit difficult for a while. But I feel like whatever connection you're dealing with in the month of May, it is a connection that is important to you, and it is something that you want to nurture, because at the end of the day, even though there are parts that are difficult, even though you're not sure whether you should open your heart or not, it is something that fills you with warmth, and it's something that is meaningful to you. So Spirit is asking you to be mindful of that and to not just focus on the bad, but also focus on the good feelings you experience in the connection you're in. Let me get some tarot cards for this. Could the divine please show me what is going to happen in Pawan's love life in the month of May? What is Pawan's love life going to look like in the month of May? Interesting. We have the 10 of Swords in reverse. That's always good. Okay. All right. Well, Spirit is very active here, so I feel like you guys are very in tune. We have the 5 of Swords. We have the 9 of Wands. Nine of Swords, and we have Justice. So this kind of calls me back to what I saw in the beginning with connection and caution. So some of you are wary whether you should open your heart or not, whether it is safe to do so, because I feel like some of you have gone through a bit of a tough period in love. With the Five of Swords, maybe some of you had a difficulty to have a connection that sticks around, or maybe you have been faced with a lot of conflict or disappointment, and it feels like maybe the last couple of months were filled with a lot of grief or a lot of heartache. But now I feel like the month of May is a time where things are coming back around, and you will get the justice you deserve. You will get an apology from somebody that you have been waiting for. Some of you are going to hear from somebody who maybe hasn't reached out to you in a while, which, this calls me back to the beginning where I heard that some of you will get contact from somebody who maybe hasn't reached out to you in a while. So maybe there was a ghosting situation for some of you, and somebody is going to come back around and is going to come back with an apology for you, although I'm not sure if you want to open up to this or not. Now, some of you, if you are single and you're looking to meet somebody, maybe you are wary to do so because it feels like you have been through some disappointment here. You have been with a few people who, well, they haven't been the easiest to be with, or they have turned out to be disappointments. And now for some of you, if a new connection comes around, you're not sure if you should open up. But May for you, whatever connection you're in, whether it's a fixed love connection or whether it's something brand new, or whether you're single looking to find new love, this is a month where you are going to get a chance to get what you deserve. This is a month where you get the chance for love to redeem itself a little bit, and for you to get what it is that you truly want and what you have been after for quite some time. The Queen of Coins is the one that has what she wants, is the one that has what she deserves, especially here in connection with justice. So what Spirit is telling me here is that it is safe for you to move forward, because despite whatever happened in the past, if you move forward bravely in love this month, you are going to get what you deserve and what you wanted. Okay? Beautiful. Interesting. Okay, so let's move forward to career and finances. Could the Divine please show me one card that represents Pawan's career? Okay, thank you. In the month of May, success. Wow, I feel called to pick one more. And truth. Beautiful. And can we get two more cards for Pawan's finances in the month of May? What are Pawan's finances going to be like in the month of May? Thank you. We have creativity and we have charity. Okay. Creativity and charity. Let me just put the cards down right. All right. Good. So starting with your career, success and truth. Beautiful combination. It seems to me like my Pawans in the month of May are going to finally be recognized for something that they waited to be recognized for. Some of you, if you're looking for a new job, are going to finally find what you have been looking for. You see how she's looking behind the curtains. Are finally going to know what it is that you want, what they want to do, or are finally going to get some callbacks for interviews. Now, those of you who are employed, I feel like you are going to be successful because you did something positive for your workplace, or you made sure that something that was a bit shady was uncovered. So both of that could be true. But I feel like you're going to get praise, or you're going to get some sort of success because you have done something right. Now, those of you who are still in education and who are not working yet, success and truth to me looks like you're going to see through a difficult exam, or see through something that was a bit of a challenge. So maybe if there was a paper you had to write, or something that was really hard for you to get through, you're going to get through and it's going to be successful. Now, when we look at the finances, with creativity and charity, I feel like maybe this is a month that is not superfluous when it comes to your finances. For some of you, maybe there are some corners you have to cut or some ways where you have to budget a little bit. But I feel like also at the same time, there are gifts of money coming in for you. There, with charity, I feel like the universe is going to help you out in those regards. Sorry, there's a bike driving by. The universe is gonna gift you an amounts of money or is gonna help you out in some regards. So even though you have to cut corners a little bit, I feel like you're not gonna feel completely left out in the cold, and it's gonna feel like the universe has your back, which I feel like is really beautiful. Okay, interesting. Let me see. Let's get to tarot. Could the divine please show me what is Palwan's career going to look like in the month of May? What is Palwan's career life going to look like in the month of May? We have Two of Cups, so that's a contract. We have Two of Coins, that's a decision. Beautiful. Seven of Swords, interesting. 10 of Wands. And the Three of Swords in reverse. Okay, so this tells a bit of a story, which I'll gladly get into before we look into your finances lastly. So, two scenarios here. For those of you who are looking for a job in the month of May or are currently looking for a job, I think you're going to get an offer, but you're not sure if it's the right choice for you. Now, the thing is, there could be something about the fine print. So I hear maybe there's something about the timing or the extra hours that are unpaid, or there's just something in the contract that you're not sure about. On one hand, you are excited that you finally get a callback for an interview or you finally get a job position, but at the same time, you're not sure if it's right for you. So what Spirit tells you is listen to that intuition, because your intuition isn't wrong. Read the contract, ask questions, and if there's something that you feel uncertain about, know that if it's already feeling like an issue, it is going to feel even more like an issue if you keep going, because we have the 10 of Wands here. Whatever this Seven of Swords, whatever this, usually it's deception, but it doesn't have to be deception, right? Maybe it just feels like it is. Whatever this is, it's going to cause troubles and it's going to cause things to be more difficult later on. So trust your intuition. And if you're not sure if you want to take a position because of all these things, in order to avoid disappointment and in order to avoid a difficult time, know that it's safe to listen to that. Okay. So if in the month of May, you're looking for a position, you're looking for a career, but it seems like it is not safe, or it seems like there's a point here that is a point of contention, that is a point that is a little bit uncertain, please listen to that, okay? For those of you who are employed or have their own business, there could be something that is a little bit annoying happening in your career. Maybe you hear about a coworker who has been spreading petty lies. It doesn't have to be petty lies. It could also be just something you hear through the grapevine that is being said about you that isn't necessarily true. So I feel like you are kind of grappling with a choice here. For some of you, if it has been like this for a while, maybe you are wondering whether you should stay in your position at all or not, or you're wondering whether you should bring this up to HR or whether you should confront this person. This is concerning. Either way, what Spirit tells you is that it is okay to be brave here, okay? Even though it is difficult. I know you want to avoid conflict, right? Because you want to spare yourself the annoyance at the workplace, or you're afraid that you're going to jeopardize your work environment or your work opportunity. But it is really important to confront this person and to make an end to this, because it is your choice, right? And you need to stand up to bullies if they are present. There could be some jealousy around you. I feel like people could be seeing how well you're doing this month and are not exactly happy about this, right? But I feel like it is very important that you stay grounded, stand up for yourself, and make a decision to yeah, to have your own back, right? Because you're going to be backed up by the universe. What do we have at the bottom of the deck? 5 of Cups, so that's a bit of a fear of loss here. But Knight of Swords. Go forward bravely, okay? It's okay to be a little bit aggressive here. And Spirit is even advising you to not be so quiet, especially if you have been quiet for quite some time. This could also be relevant for those of you who are in education and who are dealing with somebody who is a bit of a bully or who is a bit difficult to maybe partner with or work with. So you just speak up and speak your mind and stand up for yourself, okay? Now let's look at your finances next. Could the divine please show me what are Palawan's finances going to look like in the month of May? What are Palawan's finances going to look like in the month of May? So we have the Devil. We have 8 of Swords in reverse. We have 3 of Coins. Right, we have Judgment in reverse. And we have the 2 of Swords in reverse. I know it's a lot of reversals, but the deck is down the correct way. Bottom of the deck, we have King of Wands and Queen of Wands. Beautiful. I feel like some of you, or many of you, could have a bit of a difficulty seeing through your finances this month. Maybe it feels like it's just flowing through your hands and you feel like you just keep on spending more than you're earning. And sometimes we have months like this, right? It just seems like it's really hard to keep track of your finances. So Spirit advises you to maybe write things down, write down your spendings, document your spendings if you can, maybe get an app that is going to help you with that, because I feel like it's just going to feel like it's just flowing through your hands. This is definitely a month where a lot of spending is required, or it is a month where spending is going to be really easy. So it seems like you're just spending on small things here and there, but then it's going to accumulate by the end of the month. It's going to be a little bit hard for you to make financial decisions also. And maybe if you have bigger purchases to take, maybe you're going to push them to June, because May is just such a, I'm getting like a river, so money just flows by. And you feel like maybe not safe enough to make bigger purchases in the month of May, which is perfectly fine. So what Spirit advises you to do is to just hang in there, just let it pass by. If you need more clarity about your finances, maybe start writing things down more. And try to become more aware of where your money is going. Okay, you can get back some sense of control here, but I feel like energetically this is just a month where things are passing really quickly. I feel like the month of May is also going to be a month for you that passes really fast. So maybe that's also why it's kind of hard to keep track of things. Okay, it's very interesting. All right, so we are now moving into the last portion of the reading, where we are going to look into some advice Spirit may have for you. I hope you enjoyed this reading, and I hope it's giving you lots of insight for the month ahead. As I get started with this advice portion, all right. As we finish up the reading, could Spirit please give our Padawan some advice? What advice do you have for our pile ones? What does Padawan need to know? What advice do you have for Padawan for the month of May? So we have change. We have life force. And we have goals. And I feel called to pull 2 more. We have caution, and we have disruption. Okay, so the main energies of the month have shown us that this is actually an energetically positive month, okay? But I feel like there were a few disruptions here and there that might cause you to feel a little bit more cautious, or might make you feel like you have to retreat. Spirit says that this is a very transformative time for you, where new goals are being born and where you have the power to make realizations about what it is that you want to achieve. This is not a time for you to actually step into achievements yet. So maybe this is just an in-between stepping stone for many of you, where you become more aware of what it is that you want rather than actually receiving what it is that you want. And that's perfectly fine. Know the disruptions that are happening in between for you, whether that's difficulties with a person or whether that's a few issues here and there. Know that those disruptions are meant to sharpen your goals, are meant to define what it is that you truly want, and are meant to bring a little bit of contrast to what it is that you want versus what it is that you don't want. Some of the disruptions you're going to meet this month are also here to kind of provoke you a little bit, to get out of your comfort zone and to awaken that life force within you, to stop you from remaining in your cocoon, and are kind of tickling, oh my goodness, are kind of uh, provoking you to break out of that shell and to finally step into the light as you're supposed to. Okay, so if in the month of May you feel a few provocations here and there, know that those provocations or those things that feel a little bit unpleasant are here to make you feel, or to compel you to step forward, step up for yourself, and to just break out of your shell a little bit more. And that, my dear Pile One, was your reading for the month of May. I do hope you enjoyed it. If you did, let me know. Any comments and feedback are always welcome. If you enjoyed this reading and you would like to see more in the future, why not subscribe and or check out my channel? I mean, I just started out, so I have like 2 videos on there. Not that great yet, but maybe some of you who see this a little bit further down the line can check the channel and will find that I've uploaded a lot more in the meantime. So if you like, check out the channel. If you want to become part of our family and join and subscribe. And other than that, I hope you have a wonderful month of May ahead. Thank you so much for your trust, and I wish you all the best. Goodbye. Hi, dearest pal 2. If you chose the Citadel Fantasy Oracle with the Amethyst, then this is your reading for today. We are going to see what the month of May has in store for you. And I hope you've been doing well. I hope life has been treating you kindly. Let's start out by looking at the main energies of the month, and then we're going to get predictions for you after. So, as I get started, could the Divine please show me for our Pal 2? What is Pal 2's month of May going to be like? What are the main energies of Pal 2's month of May? What are the main energies of Pal 2's month of May going to be like? Okay. All right. So we have the aspirant, ambition, diligence, and setbacks. We have the sailor, new influences and wanderlust. And then we have the sentinel, determination and certainty in reverse. Okay, interesting. So what I hear right off the bat is that for some of you, this is a month where some of you are going to go on vacation or are going to take a small trip. With the ship here, that was the first thing I felt. And some of you are going to receive something. So some of you are leaving, some of you are receiving something, or will have a visitor coming in. And I feel like this is going to be a really positive time, whatever this is. Some of you are also going to receive solutions to a problem that you have been waiting for. So maybe there has been something that's been really biting away on your I heard confidence, but maybe it was not just your confidence. Maybe it was just something that really felt unsolvable or gave you a lot of anxiety. And then in the month of May, you're finally going to receive some hints or final solutions for that problem, whether that's financial, whether that's contractual. For some of you, it could be legal issues also. I feel like positive wind is coming in the month of May, and solutions are coming in also. I feel like whatever setbacks or whatever issues you have dealt with in the previous months are going to be finally released or are going to finally leave in the month of May, which is really positive for you. Now, I feel like some of you here with determination and certainty in reverse are still going to feel this a little bit. You're still going to feel a little bit of that anxiety. Maybe you're going to feel still a little bit of that uncertainty or sadness, but it doesn't mean that the fresh new wind that is blowing in isn't going to be positive. On the contrary, I feel like many of you are going to feel those positive effects as May rolls around, and are going to be really happy with how you're feeling in comparison to how things were prior to that. Let me pick some tarot for you also. Sorry about my voice, by the way. I don't know why it's... Okay, is it better? Could the divine please show me what are the main energies of Paltu's month of May going to be like? Could the divine please show me what are the main energies of Paltu's month of May going to be like? So we have 7 of Wands. That checks out. We have 7 of Wands. We have the 10 of Pentacles. So for some of you, these legal issues you've been dealing with could have been also tied to finances. We have the King of Wands, and we have the Hermit, and then we have the Queen of Pentacles. Beautiful. Okay, bottom of the deck, we have the Ace of Cups. That's positive. Okay, beautiful. Let me put that here. All right, so what I see for the month of May for some of you is that things are coming to light, which is positive. But one thing I hear for some of you, you could be hearing about a truth that is a little bit unexpected and that might throw you back a little bit. Maybe you feel also like you are dealing with a lot of things at once in the month of May, even though solutions are coming in for you, even though positive change is coming in for you. I feel like for some of you, it could be a little bit overwhelming. So if you need time to retreat, please take this time, okay? Even if it's just a few days, even if it's just a nap you're taking, if you feel like things are a little bit too much for you this month, please take care of yourself. I feel like some of you will get positive news in regards to your finances, or financial stability is going to come in. I hear finally. For those of you who dealt with legal issues, maybe there's going to be a settlement that is going to be really positive for you. For some of you, this could also talk about an inheritance that is finally going to be settled. But for those of you who have none of those things going on, I feel like the 10 of Pentacles could also represent just general things coming back into order, and things feeling like they're finally back to where they are supposed to be. Finally feeling like things are finally feeling okay again, and you feeling like you can finally take a breather, which I think is going to be really positive for you. Okay, beautiful. At bottom of the deck, we have the Ace of Cups, which to me is a beautiful signifier that good things are around the corner. And after that, we have the 3 of Wands. So doors are opening for you, Paltu. Things are finally moving into positivity. So trust that those past pesky feelings of anxiety, of things going wrong, of things feeling like they're just really heavy, right? All of that is going to be released as the month of May progresses, and you are going to step into the month of June with a lot of energy, a lot of clarity, and much more positivity. Okay, beautiful. Let's now get some predictions for you for the different areas of your life. I hope you enjoyed this reading so far, dearest Paltu. Let's start with your love life. So, could the divine please show me three cards? Okay, 3 cards that represent Paltu's love life in the month of May. What is Paltu's love life going to look like in the month of May? What is Paltu's love life going to look like, or what's going to happen in Paltu's love life in the month of May? Okay, we have the Tailor, attention to detail and pride. We have the King, control, reversal of fortune. And then we have the Archer, bidding your time, planning ahead in reverse. Interesting. Beautiful. And I'm going to pick the tarot also. Could the divine please show me what is Paltu's love life going to look like in the month of May? What is going to happen in Paltu's love life in the month of May? 7 of Cups, 9 of Cups, 10 of Swords, and the High Priestess. Let me put those cards up a bit. Okay, and then we have the Seven of Pentacles and the Temperance. So whatever you're dealing with in your love life, I feel it's going to take a little bit of time, and you're going to feel like maybe May is not the month for you to go ahead and start a new love connection, or maybe something that you hoped would turn out good for you is going to find an ending. But let me start with the oracle cards up here. So Spirit wants you to pay special attention to the connections you're dealing with in the month of May when it comes to love. Now, for those of you who are single, Spirit asks you to become aware as to how much truth you're actually looking at in the connection you're dealing with, and how much of it is kind of overthinking, wishful thinking, or how much of it is actually you trying to gather control with the way you look at things, right? So are you looking at the truth of how things are truly happening, or are you kind of looking at things how you want them to happen? I hope this makes sense to those of you that it's for. Um, I feel like some of you also need to be a little bit more picky when it comes to the people you're dealing with, or with the connections you choose, because I feel like some of you are a little bit aimless in the month of May, and have a little bit of a hard time with all the options here, having clarity as to what it is that you want, having clarity as to what it is that you want. And Spirit is asking you to be really more mindful, and also maybe have a list of what you want, or what type of person you want to meet, or maybe at least have a list of things that are non-negotiables for you, because I get a bit of an aimless energy here paired with the wish of truly wanting to meet somebody. But that's just shooting you in the foot in the month of May if you're aimless, and if you're just dating one person after the other, one disappointment after the other. Okay, so we need a bit more precision here. We need more planning ahead. We need more bidding your time here. Okay, and we need to realize that we have a choice who we spend time with. We have a choice who we allow into our life and who we give our energy to. Okay, because if we do that with the wrong people, or a myriad of wrong people, we're going to feel really depleted, and we're going to feel really down, and we're going to feel like love doesn't exist, when in fact it was us who were the ones seeking out randos left, right, and center, and getting disappointed left, right, and center. Okay, this is not a read, this is not criticism, but this is Spirit telling you that you have power here, and you're not completely hopeless. Okay, you can choose who you spend time with, and Spirit asks you to just be a little bit more picky if you're single. Now, for those of you who are in a love connection, I'm seeing here that Spirit asks you to be a little bit more attentive towards your person, because I feel like for some of you, and again, I don't mean to be mean, and I don't mean to criticize you. That's not what I'm here for. I'm here to guide you. But Spirit is very, at least my guides, tend to be very direct. And what they tell me here is that some of you are a little bit too focused on the wrong things. Okay, do you see how much string is wrapped around this person's hand, how much string they have, but they choose to cut, they choose to focus on that little bit of end down here. So to me, this feels like nitpicking, or focusing on things that are a little bit minuscule, not being willing to let small slights go, and maybe picking fights a little bit when it's not necessary. And Spirit is asking you to be a little bit more aware of why it is you're doing that, or why you're focusing so much on the small things and then maybe escalated to difficulties. Because when everything else is okay, why are we focusing so much on that one small thing that is not very significant? We have control, reversal of fortune here. You do have the power to be mindful in your love connection. Okay, you do have the power to let things go, or choose what it is that you want to focus on. And Spirit is asking you to maybe ask yourself, what am I focusing on in my love connection? Am I subconsciously really focused on the negatives all the time, and overlook all the good things that are happening around those small negatives? And if I'm doing that, why am I doing that? You know, what is my motivation here? Am I maybe not as attracted to my partner as I used to be? Am I maybe a little bit lazy in my approach to the connection? And could I maybe be a little bit more grateful and mindful to the person next to me? Right? We have the Archer bidding your time, planning ahead in reverse. So there's also a bit of aimlessness here. And Spirit is asking you to, if you feel uncomfortable in your relationship or if there are things that are not good, maybe it's time for a conversation, or maybe it's time to look issues in the eye instead of just letting them live next to you and through you, and to be a little bit more precise, be a little bit more pointed, and speak up on things that bother you instead of just observing them and then getting annoyed about them. Okay. But then at the same time, be fair in your discussion. Okay. Don't fight for the sake of fighting because it feels good. Okay. Looking at the cards below, I feel like a few of you who are in a love connection could be looking at other things and could be thinking, well, maybe the grass is green on the other side. Maybe somebody else could make me happier. But I feel like a lot of you don't realize how sad you would be if your person wasn't there anymore, and um, how peaceful and how grounded you actually are in your connection, that you can focus on those small pesky things every now and then. Spirit asks you to be a little bit more patient and to also see your partner not as a god who can read your mind, but as somebody who is also growing alongside of you, and as somebody who has their own thoughts and feelings, who has their own wishes and dreams, and to acknowledge that and be a little bit patient with them. Listen, I'm always on my pals team, okay? I'm always on your side, but I feel like Spirit wanted to hit home a bit of an important message here. And if you received it and if it resonated, let me know. We have the Death here and we have the Four of Wands here. So again, this points me to, what are we focused on? Are we focused on the things that are wrong, or are we focused on the things that are good? Because I feel like both are present. Both are present here in the love connection, but I feel like it is in your power and it is your choice what you are more so focusing on. Okay? It's very interesting. All right, let's now look at your career. I always feel sorry when Spirit starts to be a little bit parenting with my with my clients. I hope that was okay, and I hope it made sense. All right, Spirit. What is Paltu's career going to look like in the month of May? Goodness. We have the Brawler, lack of empathy, confrontation. We have the Storyteller, viewpoints, control. And we have the Merchant, self-worth, and trade. Interesting. I feel called to focus on that first. So, very interesting energy. Some of you are dealing with people that are not very easy in the month of May when it comes to your career, especially those of you who are employed, maybe need to be a little bit more direct or set clearer boundaries with employers, especially around things like time and timely payment. Maybe some of you guys are dealing with that. Some of you could also be dealing with, interesting, Pal 1 had a similar theme. Some of you are dealing with somebody at your workplace. It's a little bit different. I don't think this person wants to spread rumors about you. It seems more so that this person has a different point of view. Maybe you said something to a coworker or a boss that was received the wrong way, and they are now hurt about that, right? Or you are hurt about that, depending on whose side you're on. Things were taken out of context. So either you took something out of context, or this person took something out of context, heard it with the wrong ear, and now they're butthurt about it, or they're upset about it, or disappointed about it, or you feel this way. So there is a need for clearer communication. There is a need to clear things up. But I feel like in the month of May, whoever this person is, if it's you or another person, the person who has been hurt isn't willing to compromise, isn't willing to hear the other person out. There is a need to bring balance into this. But how do we do this if one of the people involved doesn't want to talk with the actual person who said something to them, but is talking to everybody else? You know, gossip never helped anybody. Complaints never helped anybody, especially if we try to clear up the issue or if somebody else tries to clear up the issue. So there is a need to communicate clearer. Now, Spirit says if this is somebody else, you cannot force anybody to play fair. Okay? You can only encourage them to talk things through with you. You can only let them know, listen, it wasn't meant this way. I'm very sorry if it came across a certain way, but I didn't mean it like that. Okay? If they hear you, that's good. If they don't hear you, well, then what can we do? Right? Those of you who are looking for a job right now and who are not in a career, I feel like it may feel a little bit ruthless right now, or it may feel like it's really difficult to get a call back. Maybe you don't hear back from anybody at all this month, and it feels like really imbalanced. It feels unfair. Spirit asks you to not lose your patience. Spirit asks you to keep going, because if you do keep going, by the end of the month, you will receive an interview and you will receive an invitation that is really positive and is going to play out well for you. In the meantime, please remain patient. I know it's not easy. If you're looking for a job and you need to get your bills paid, it can feel really upsetting. It can feel a little bit dehumanizing if you keep looking for a career, but it's just not working out. What Spirit wants to let you know is that there is something as like divine timing in place, and if you keep going, if you keep pushing through, you will find what you're looking for by the end of the month. Okay? Could the divine please show me what is going to happen in Paltu's career in the month of May? What is Paltu's career going to look like in the month of May? So we have the Magician in reverse. We have the Two of Pentacles. We have the Hierophant. We have the Four of Pentacles and the Ace of Wands. Okay. All right. So whether you're employed or not, you feel like higher instances are in control. Those higher instances in control, you know, you have no control over. You know that the choices lie with somebody else, whether that's, you know, with the brawl that's happening here with the person, or disagreements, or things that have been misunderstood, or whether it's you waiting to hear back from somebody. You know that you're not in power in the month of May. You know that the choice is with somebody else. But what Spirit is showing me here is that if you are patient and if you hold back a little bit, you know, you can try your best to clear things up with the person that feels wronged. Or if you feel wronged and you're not hearing back, waiting things out and being patient is going to pay off eventually. Okay, there is going to be a breakthrough, but it might come in by the end of the month. And same counts for those who are looking for a job right now. You will have an opportunity by the end of the month. It just takes a little bit more time to come to you. Okay, it's not going to be immediate. It takes a little while. It's on the way. Okay, clearing up issues is on the way. Okay, a person who's not seeing clearly right now is going to see clearly by the end of the month. Okay, it just takes a little while longer. Interesting. All right. Let's now look at your finances. Could the divine please show me? Let's do 3 cards that represent Paltu's finances in the month of May. Please show me Paltu's finances in the month of May. Please show me Paltu's finances in the month of May. Thank you. We have the Smith, overthinking and taking action. We have self-protection, dual natures with the twins. And then we have fate, accepting help and guidance. Beautiful. All right. And can I get 3 cards for finances for our Paltu in the month of May? What are Paltu's finances going to look like in the month of May? All right. Okay. I mean, I feel like it's a little bit more than it used to be, but you're still not where you want to be at with your finances. The good thing is I don't see you struggling in the month of May. I feel like you are going to be able to make positive decisions when it comes to your finances. But I feel like some of you are a little bit anxious to spend in the month of May, or are thinking twice before putting down your card, which is not a bad thing, right? Especially if you have to budget a little bit. But I feel like some of you are doing your best to gather balance here. I feel like there's a bit of a tug of war going on. There's one side of you that wants pleasure, that wants fun, and that wants to spend. And then there's the other side that's like, listen, we need to be a little bit cautious. We need to watch what we're doing, and are going to do their best and is going to do their best to hold back a little bit. So I feel like you're going to be a lot more charitable or a lot more generous when it comes to other people rather than yourself. I feel like you might be spending on birthday gifts this month, or maybe there are a few birthdays or events happening. Some of you could be spending on a child rather than yourselves. But Spirit asks you to not completely leave yourself out of the equation. And if it's things that you need, right? So, extreme case, but if you are running out of deodorant and you had 3 birthdays and you're like, you know what, maybe I can go May without deodorant, please go and buy yourself that deodorant, because self-care is it. I know it's okay to cut corners, right? It's okay to be a little bit cautious with your spending, but if it's necessities or things that are going to make you feel better, or are something that you use on the daily and are kind of necessary to you, please allow yourself the luxury of buying those things. I know it can be difficult when we're already cutting corners, some of us more extreme than the others, but if it's something that you use regularly and that's really important to you, please put down the card and buy what it is that you need. Now, if it's a brand new pair of shoes and you already have 10 pair of shoes that are kind of recent in your cupboard, then maybe you can not buy it, right? Cutting corners is okay. Spending on other people rather than ourselves is okay also, but it is also important to make sure that we're looked after, because it's kind of inner child work, right? Providing for ourselves. So don't leave yourself out of the equation in the month of May. Beautiful. Some of you are going to be really eager to make money too. By the way, here with the Smith just showed me this imagery of the hammer, and this reminded me of somebody really being at it and maybe working 2 or 3 jobs at the same time to bring in the money that they want. Why am I not able to pick up this card? Maybe this other card can help me. There we go. So yeah, some of you are really going to wield the hammer here and are going to put in the elbow grease in order to bring in additional finances. And if you do, that's very impressive. Okay, beautiful. It's like I have fate in my own hands. I can make it work. Beautiful energies. Okay, so before we end this reading, let me get some guidance and advice for you for the month of May. We already have a card tumbling out here, the Alchemist, Balance, Invention, Destruction. And we have one more, the Smith again, and then we have the Poet, Relationships, Vulnerability. Can I get 2 more cards for what advice or insight do you have for Pal 2 in the month of May? What advice or insight do you have for Pal 2 in the month of May? We have the Puppeteer, Explanations and Apologies, and then we have Determination, Sacrifice. Yeah, all right. It's going to be a little bit difficult for you to find balance this month, and that's okay. What Spirit wants you to do is to kind of give into that feeling. They want you to also listen more carefully, and they also ask you to communicate to your best ability. It is a bit of a tricky month. People are going to be eager to misunderstand you, or you're going to misunderstand people. It's also going to be a time where you feel a little bit overworked. You feel a little bit maybe sensitive about everything that's going on in your life, because this is a time where there's a lot of restructuring happening for you. You are very determined. You have goals you want to achieve, but at the same time, there are people around you demanding your time, demanding your energy, and it could feel all a little bit trying. It could all feel a little bit overwhelming. Now, communication is going to be the most important in the month of May for you. The more you communicate, we have the puppeteer here, together with the relationships and vulnerability. You have a choice here, okay? The worst thing you can do in the month of May is to just shut your mouth and be quiet and let everything bubble up until you explode. We don't want this energy. We need to talk to people, okay? We need to realize that people are connected to our actions, okay? How people react is directly, and their hearts, look how the string goes through the holes in their hearts. Our actions affect other people. Our words affect other people, and we need to be a little bit more sensitive, or a little bit more mindful of how our words and actions affect those around us in the month of May, dearest pal too. Okay, it is great that you're determined, and I think you're going to be victorious, especially when it comes to making something happen in the month of May. But again, it is important that we watch that we don't sacrifice too much, especially not the hearts of those around us. Okay, I like the double imagery here. We have the quill here, and we have the quill here. We have balance. That is important. We need to bring balance into our relationships. We need to bring balance into what we're doing, our craft, right? And the people around us in the month of May. And if you do that, then you're going to have a much more positive time, dearest pal too. And that is what I see for you today. I hope you enjoyed this reading. Thank you so much for being here. If you enjoyed this reading, please let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear back how it resonated with you. If you remember me by the month of May, maybe you can do that then. But I hope it's kind of guiding. I hope it's insightful. Let me do that again one more time. All right, dearest pal too, that was your reading for today. I do hope you enjoyed this reading. Thank you so much for listening. If you enjoyed this reading, why not leave me a comment down below and let me know if it resonated or not. You can also come back when the month of May is over and let me know then, but you don't have to, of course. Oh, and if you enjoyed this reading, please go ahead and subscribe to my channel. I'm relatively new on YouTube, but I have lots of wonderful videos planned for you, lots of different themes. We're going to look, I'm going to spoil a little bit, we're going to look into what your summer 2025 is going to be like. We're also going to do a couple of love readings. Who is your future spouse? Who is your next partner? We're going to look into lots of different topics for you, so stay tuned for that. And if you want, join the family, and I'd love to have you part of it. Thank you so much for your trust, and I wish you all the best for the month ahead. Goodbye. Hi, dearest pal 3. If you chose the Zodiac Tarot together with the citrine, then this is your reading for the month of May, and I hope that you are going to enjoy it. Thank you so much for being here and allowing me to do this reading for you today. We are going to start out the reading with a bit of an energy check-in and see what the month of May is going to be like for you. And then we are going to get lots of predictions for the different areas of your life, for your love life, for your career, and your finances. And I hope that you enjoyed this reading today. And as I get started, could the divine please show me 3 cards that represent what pal 3's May is going to be like? 3 cards that represent the overall energies for pal 3's month of May. Okay, so we have crack, we have jump in reverse, and we have radiate. Beautiful. So some of you are definitely going to feel a bit of a shift in the month of May, but I feel like although you feel this shift, some of you are not ready to take action yet, whatever that may be. Some of you, this may deal with, you know, a person you want to talk to or you want to connect with. For some of you, it's an important decision, but I feel like many of you are more of in more of a receiving energy rather than an active energy. But I feel like something is progressing. It's not fully breaking open yet. We have crack here, okay? Something is starting, something is beginning. It feels very auspicious, right? It feels exciting too, but you're not willing to go in there fully just yet. Instead, you are radiating, you're waiting to attract, like the light attracts the moth to you, what it is that you want. So that could be a person that you're waiting around for. This could also be an opportunity you're waiting for. But instead of running after it and going to get it, I think you are waiting for it to come to you like the moth is coming to the flame, which I feel like is such a beautiful energy. Let me get some tarot to look more into this. Could the divine please show me what are the main energies of Pal 3's month of May going to be like? What are the main energies of Pal 3's month of May going to be like? I also get a very melancholic energy, but in a positive way. It feels almost nostalgic. So some of you could be traveling somewhere that you used to travel to in the past. Maybe some of you are visiting your family home. Some of you could be also watching something again that you used to watch for a while when you were younger. Or maybe some of you reconnect with a hobby that you used to have. Either way, it's a very nostalgic and beautiful energy. Let me put up the cards just a little bit so you can get the full picture. Okay, so let me see. I feel like this is a month where it's a little bit difficult for you to step into action because maybe you feel like it's not time yet. Maybe you feel like you're not ready yet. And maybe there's also a little bit of fear going on. What do we have at the bottom of the deck? The Tower. Some of you have the confidence, right? Confidence is definitely here. But I feel like you feel intuitively like it's not time yet. You know that you're going to get what you want. You know that you're worthy of getting what you want. It's almost like a certainty here. I'll have what I want, but if I did it now, I wouldn't feel confident yet. I wouldn't feel equipped yet. I feel like I need to wait a little bit longer. So if this is about love, maybe some of you think if I went and got this person, then maybe I could lose out on them, or maybe they wouldn't like me as much as they usually would. Maybe I need a little bit more signs in order to be brave enough to move forward. Maybe I need this person to reach out to me just a little bit more in order to be brave enough to move forward. If this is about an opportunity, maybe you feel like you need a little bit more information or confirmation from other people to come in before you can take this important step. It's a very intuitive energy, and I think Spirit is commanding you for it because you're doing just the right thing. It is not time for you to go forward just yet, and you know it, and you're going to follow this call. You're going to follow this energy in the month of May, which I think is going to be really positive. You know that you have what it takes, but you want to avoid failure. Okay, so you're holding out, you're waiting for the time to be right, and when the time is right, you're going to move forward on your own time. In the meantime, you avoid disaster. So you're holding back. You're waiting until you have all the facts, and that patience is going to pay off for you. That's beautiful energy, Pal 3. I love that. Okay. All right, I hope this is going to resonate with you so far. Let's now look at the month of May and predictions for the different areas of your life, starting with your love life. Could the divine please show me what is going to happen in Pal 3's love life in the month of May? We have two cards popping out here. We have protect and hold. And one more card. Let me shuffle just in case. One more card for Pal 3's love life. Thank you. Okay. I wasn't sure if Spirit wanted that one, but now they're throwing it at me. Interesting. Now we have jump in upright. That's going to be interesting. Let me put the tarot out just so I can be certain. What is going to happen, or what is Pal 3's love life going to look like in the month of May? What is Pal 3's love life going to look like in the month of May? We have the High Priestess. We have the Five of Wands. We have the Nine of Wands. I heard I don't want to fight anymore. We have Justice. And we have the Nine of Swords. All right. So some of you are waiting for an apology in the month of May. Some of you feel like you're owed an apology, and until this apology or this move forward comes in, you're not gonna take a step forward. Because let me start with those of you who are in a love connection. I feel like you have spent a lot of time holding on to this person. You have spent a lot of time being there for your person. But for some reason, it feels like with all the roots you have grown here, right? With all this time you have spent, and some of you could have been with this person 5 to 10 years, if not longer. You still wonder why your person is so willing to be so skittish, right? Maybe your person is being very flighty. Maybe you feel still, after all this time, after all these roots that have been planted into the ground, right? And those flowers you have seen in your love connection, why is your person so ready to jump? Why is your person so ready to risk the peace of this connection? There could have been a period of difficulty, of arguments, where you did your best to keep the peace. I think this is you doing your best to hear your person out. It was a very tiring process because maybe we're dealing with somebody who isn't the best at communicating, who is very jumpy, very flighty. Maybe they run a lot, right? You really did your best here, but you're kind of at your wit's end now. And maybe in the month of May, you're going to wonder, is it really worth it to be the peacemaker? And some of you, I feel like, have enough. You want to hold on to this, you want to protect it, but you cannot be the only one who does it if your person keeps running. I love the the contrast between the meadowlark and the grasshopper. I think this bird could very well see this grasshopper as a delicacy and could hunt it and eat it alive, right? And this grasshopper is acting like the meadowlark is not their partner, but somebody who's out to get them, which is not true. The meadowlark simply wants to be listened to. So why is the grasshopper so willing to jump? We have Justice here and the Five of Swords. You want to stop fighting. You want to stop the conflict, but you don't know how. You want to wait. You don't want to react yet. So you're going to take your time. But you're also going to stop interacting. You're going to stop fighting. Maybe you're going to stop calling until this person comes back around with an apology or with a proof of love. Until this happens, I think you're going to stay in your own lane. You're going to hold back your love. You're going to hold back your affections a little bit. And you're going to be a little bit more strict than you usually would. This is you knowing what you deserve, understanding what it is that you want, being tired of fighting, being tired of being the one who protects the connection, hoping that your person is going to be the one who comes around and protects the connection for once. And that is perfectly fair. That is perfectly valid in the month of May. Now, I'm not sure if May is the month where they come back around, because I feel like we're dealing with somebody who is skittish, who is a little bit emotionally immature. And that's perfectly fine. I just put down the cards without considering that we have people here. Let me put out the cards back. Who are single. Let me put the cards back. I'm so sorry. Now, let me backtrack, because I just realized that we have people here who don't have anybody and who also want to know what's going on. So for those of you who are not in a love connection and who are single or are currently looking or are in a situationship, more so those who are single, I feel like you have grown very comfortable in your inner peace. You have grown very comfortable with protecting yourself, holding on to yourself. So it is not easy for you to enter a brand new love connection. I get a very solitary energy here, but I also get comfort in the solidarity. Uh, solid solitude, that's the word. I also get comfort in the solitude. I see that there is a bit of fear around the lack of peace a love connection is going to bring. And that's maybe why you're waiting for it to come back around, waiting for something that feels like it's right in the month of May, but also feeling like nothing is really worth it. I see a lack of inspiration here for those of you who are not in a love connection. Maybe those dates you go on here and there feel like you're kind of swimming against the current, and it feels just really uh you don't want to waste any more time on this, and it feels like it's not really amounting to anything, so why even go out and entertain anybody? This is perfectly fair, but what spirit shows me here is that somebody's coming around. Somebody is going to offer you something, and you're not sure if you want to take it because this person is not exactly your type. This is somebody in the month of May who you look at and they're a little bit too fierce. We have a lot of fire energy here. We have somebody who laughs a lot, could be a little bit loud. This is also somebody who could be dressing in very colorful clothes, or not that that's bad, right? But maybe there's something about the way that they dress that's a little bit too loud or clashing with what you usually wear, and maybe that's something that just stands out to you, where you're like, how can I go on a date with somebody who is so contrasting to me? But Spirit asks you to give this a bit of a chance because it might actually turn into something unexpected. You know how the Queen of Cups is holding this very same cup here that's being offered? You might actually be surprised how well suited this cup that this person here has to offer is for you. Scorpio energy could be significant, Cancer and Pisces energy could be significant for you here. Whether that's you or this person, but I feel like fire and water together might make for an interesting mix, even if it's not forever. But maybe for the time being, this is somebody who's going to bring some excitement and some new perspective into your life. So maybe be open for that and look out for it, because I feel like Spirit is showing us that although it's beautiful to hold on to yourself and you have those roots, they're not going anywhere. Why not jump into a new adventure and just see where it takes you? I feel like this Knight of Swords is going to surprise you. Yes, they don't look like they're going to satisfy you. They don't look like they have what you want. But I see that it's going to be a surprise, and a positive one at that. Okay? Beautiful. Interesting. Dearest Pal 3, let us now look at what your career and your finances have in store for you. As I get started, could the Divine please show me 2 cards that represent Pal 3's career in the month of May? What is going to happen in Pal 3's career in the month of May? Oh, we have the Sky and we have Carrie. What is always mine? I feel called to put out one more. We have Jump again. Oh my goodness. Spirit, you'd think we only have a couple of cards in here, but I feel like Spirit is trying to tell you to be a little bit more daring. Interesting. I heard you can reach the sky if you want to. Interesting, but the sky can be a little bit scary for a box turtle, especially when it's not her usual habitat. What is going to happen in Pal 3's career in the month of May? What is Pal 3's career life going to look like in the month of May? Okay, so we have the Magician. We have the 7 of Wands, so it could feel a little bit overwhelming. We have the 7 of Pentacles. We have the Chariot, and we have the Empress. Beautiful. This is such a spiritual pile, not gonna lie. Some of you could feel very connected to spirituality. The Hierophant and the World. Goodness. So the first thing Spirit wants to ask you is why you're holding yourself back so much, because you could have the world at your feet if you only allowed yourself to do that. And I feel like for some of you, there is something you want to pursue, but you don't have the confidence to do so. And I wonder why that is, dearest pile 3, because you could soar into the sky if you just were willing to do so. You're holding yourself back a lot, and I wonder why that is. Some of you are focused on too much, on things that are not relevant, is what I hear. Some of you don't focus on your greatness and focus too much on people and their opinions, when that shouldn't be as important. What's important is your growth and you moving forward. Who cares what other people think? If you have something you want to do, why not jump and go after it? You know you can achieve it, right? You can reach the sky if you want to, but why are you not going out to do it? Some of you, if you're applying for job opportunities, you have something you want to apply for. Well, let me reposition myself. You have something you want to apply for, but you're not sure if you should, right? And I think a lot of that is holding yourself back, hiding in your shell. When you could very well, if you weren't so afraid of competition, or if you weren't so focused on mindsets such as, oh, so many people are applying, or the job market is bad, or, oh, I don't have the qualifications, yada, yada, yada. If you were a little bit more of a dreamer, and if you allowed yourself to be a little bit more proactive, you could actually reach what you want. And that thing you want to apply for, even though it feels outlandish now, you would be surprised how fast you could achieve it, and what the outcome of this may be. The same counts for those of you who are in a career right now and they feel like they want to change careers, or they want to do more, or they want to apply for a promotion or discuss a raise, whatever it may be. For those of you who want to start a business, whoever it is, you have the ability to get that, but you need to go out and get it. You need to believe in yourself, and you need to put everything into motion so that it can come to you, right? Jump. It's safe to jump, okay? And Spirit is actually encouraging you to jump if you only dare to do so. Some of you don't know how great you are, and that really upsets me. Okay, that was dramatic, but you know what I mean. Some of you don't know how great it is, what you have to offer, and how positively you're also seen by other people, and how much greatness is still awaiting you in years to come. But I feel like many of you just need to begin and need to stop holding yourself back with limiting beliefs, okay? But let's focus on the month of May. For those of you who are in a career, I feel like in the month of May, some of you are going to take a bit of a leap forward. And what's most important is that you stop listening to everybody around you, because I feel like you have a few jealous voices around you at your workplace, and you have people who like to criticize, or have people who like to nitpick. You need to take them less seriously. Why are you giving so much power to people who do their best to hold you back? You don't need to do that, okay? You know your magic, and you're still growing. If you have just started out, why do you listen to people who expect you to be perfect when you are in the growing process? Many of you in the month of May are going to make tremendous progress, okay? I mean, we have Empress energy here. That's incredible. Some of you could even get a leadership position if you apply for it, or if you are working towards it. But I feel like it's time to come out of your shell. It's time to come out of your shell, and it's time to jump, and it's time to reach for the sky. So I hope you do that in the month of May, dearest pal 3. Now, I don't know why my neighbors choose to be so noisy all of a sudden, but I'm very sorry. I don't know why they need to yell in the street, why they cannot talk normally to each other. But here we are. This is a very small street, by the way. I feel like the opposite building is like 3 steps away, and that's why you can hear them so clearly. If it showed up in the audio. All right. Let's now focus on your month. Now, lastly, let's focus on your finances. Could the divine please show me what our pal 3's finances going to look like? Oh, in Oh, that's too many cards, Spirit. Sorry, that's too many. But we have trust here, so that's good. What are pile three's finances going to look like in the month of May? Glitter and map. Beautiful. So, I think you're going to be okay when it comes to your finances in the month of May. It seems like there's going to be, maybe you like to spend on shiny stuff though. What are pile three's finances going to look like in the month of May? We have the Four of Cups, we have the Ace of Pentacles, we have the Nine of Cups, and we have the Hermit. So some of you are gonna feel a little bit inclined to spend in the month of May. I'm not gonna lie. Some of you may spend a little too much also on beautiful shiny things. So I'm getting more so the inclination to spend on things that are pretty rather than things that are useful. I mean, pretty things are useful too. I'm the first person to admit that. But I feel like there is a necessity to not lose track of your finances, because otherwise, by the end of May, you might find yourself in a bit of a pickle. Okay, so please be mindful of the amount of pretty things you spend at. Maybe give yourself a bit of a budget for the pretty spending, because you might overspend this month. You might just trust that it's going to be okay, and then you check your bank account and you're like, where did all my money go with all the pretty things I bought? And then you look at your vanity or in your closet and you're like, oh, there it is. So please be a little bit mindful of that, dearest Patri. It's okay to treat yourself, but it's also important to keep our finances in check. Okay, it's okay to trust that it's going to be okay. I mean, that's abundant thinking. But if you cannot pay your utilities at the end of the month, or you cannot pay for necessities, you're going to have a bit of a hard time. So spend things on a few pretty things, right? Enjoy the small luxuries of life, but please don't lose sight of your overall spending. Dearest Pal 3. Now, before we end this reading, we are going to get some last advice and guidance from Spirit for you. Could the Divine please show me what advice do you have for our lovely Pal 3 in the month of May? We have lots of cards falling out. We have Digest, we have Swim, we have Remember, we have Nest, and we have Emerge. Yeah. I feel like what Spirit wants you to do more than anything is to find balance between your comfort and movement forward. It's okay to be still in your comfort zone, and nobody pushes you out of it, right? But there are key moments in the month of May where it is important for you to go ahead and to just take a leap or take flight. Okay, it's okay to do things in your own time. Okay, especially if there has been a lot of forward movement at the beginning of the month of May, which could be the case for some of you. Maybe you guys are going to rest for the rest of the month, which is fine. But Spirit says, please make sure that there is some forward movement, that you're not just holding back, and that you go a little bit bravely forward with decisions that need to be made. Some of you need to also write things down. This is a bit random, but when I looked at the Remember card, Spirit asked me to take the Remember a little bit seriously and literally. They say that some of you need to write things down so they don't fall under the table. Especially, I'm hearing appointments and dates, because some of you could feel inclined to forget about those in the month of May. So please make sure you write everything down if you don't usually do that. Some of you guys, I feel like, also are going to do well in prioritizing Spirit Wise, the Nest card here. Give me some insight for that. Because I'm getting some mixed messages. I feel like for some of you, it's important to rest more and spend less time looking at your phone while you're in bed. So maybe some of you could actually get a lot more rest if you didn't spend your resting time by simply scrolling on social media or spending too much time with useless things like online drama and things like that. So some of you might be inclined to do that, and it's important to really actively rest more and to not be at home focusing on things that are stressful, um, calling people who are telling you about their personal drama. If you have time to rest, please rest actively so that by the next day you can emerge fully rested and happy. For some of you, I feel like in the month of May, you could feel inclined to redecorate, or maybe you want to move, but it's just not time to do that yet. If you plan on moving, wait until June, because the May energy is not clear enough, and you might not be satisfied with where you end up at if you look for a place to live in the month of May. Okay, June has much better energy for that. Um, it's okay to be seen, is what I hear. If you feel a little bit shy around new people, it's okay to spread your wings and to be a little bit more visible in the month of May. If you, this is really random, but some of you could get a brand new hair color and then feel shy around showing that around. If that's the case, it's okay, right? You can express yourself any which way you want to. And you just need to get used to it. And if you love it, then that's all that matters. Okay. So, my dearest pal 3, that was your reading for today for the month of May. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please let me know. Drop me a comment down below if you did. I'm always happy to hear from you guys. And if you enjoyed this reading and you would like to see future ones, why not check out my channel and subscribe, or check past readings. Most of them are pretty timeless. So you just go ahead and see if there's one that you'll enjoy. If you watch this when it just uploaded, I only have 2 readings on my channel so far because I just started out. So any support is more than welcome. And I thank you so much for trusting me with this reading today. Thank you so much for being here. And I wish you all the best for the month ahead. Thank you so much. And maybe I'll see you in another video soon. Goodbye.